James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers are still finalizing the details of a 1+1 contract that will see him take a $15 million discount. But Harden said he's locked in with the Sixers and he's eager to get to work. The 10-time All-Star is willing to take a haircut on his deal for the greater good of the team, telling Yahoo Sports, I had conversations with Daryl, and it was explained how we could get better and what the market value was for certain players. I told Daryl to improve the roster, sign who we needed to sign, and give me whatever is left over. This is how bad I want to win. I want to compete for a championship. That's all that matters to me at this stage. I'm willing to take less to put us in position to accomplish that. Tom Brady-esque right there. Key and Perk back here with us. Perk, I'll start with you. Do these comments prove to you that Harden is all in on winning a chip in Philly?
Molly, it wasn't just the comments. It was him opting out, I believe, $47 million and taking less money. See, I'm not a person that don't want to hear words or hear a player talk about it. His actions are actually speaking. You know, when you opt out and you take less money, and I get it, he already signed a lot of money and made a lot of money and making a lot of shoe money from Adidas, and kudos to James Harden for getting his letters. But yes, his actions are saying, let's get this done. I want to win a championship. I want to go out here and I want to build. They acquired P.J. Tucker, who James Harden is very, very familiar with, good friends with. And by the way, a guy that could come in and be that 3-and-D guy, which you need in today's game to guard all these wings and slash forwards, power forwards out there in the game today, because that's the most important position. He's been working his behind off. So, yes, James Harden is proven that he's all in. He's proven that he's lost himself in the team, and I do think he will come back a better version than what he did last season in the postseason.
Yeah, Perk hit it right when he said he put his money where his mouth is. And I think, you know, yeah, he's made a whole bunch of money. And look, nobody wants to take less money to do anything. I mean, that's the reality. That's why you see billionaires still working. They making money. And I think in this situation, because he wants to win a championship so bad, he knew that if, hey, I have an opportunity to do it, if I take less money, they can go get House, they can go get P.J. Tucker. Whatever else we find good, I'm going to still make a damn good living. But one thing that people going to talk about, they're going to change the narrative on me by me doing this. And if I get an opportunity to win a championship, that narrative change even further. Because coming into last season in Brooklyn, there was a problem. Then they moved him to Philadelphia. Most people thought he was out of shape. He played bad, so that was a knock on him. He left Houston a certain way. That was a knock on him. Now he's trying to change that narrative all over again by doing something that most athletes wouldn't do. Most people wouldn't do. $15 million is a lot of damn money to just be leaving on the table. And I think no matter tennis shoe money, trading card money, jersey money, actual money on the court, it doesn't matter in the end, because if you don't get a championship, you're going to fall right in the lines of everybody else that was great players and didn't get championships. He's trying to change their narrative. He's trying to set a certain tone, which you got to applaud. You got to respect that and tip your hat off to him.
Mm-hmm. And you know what else is that if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers and I'm Philly fans around the world, I'm actually happy about this version of James Harden. You know why? It shows that he cares, right? We used to seeing James Harden in the offseason kicking it with Lil Baby, partying, getting messed up in the club, living his best life, you know what I'm saying? Making it rain, thunderstorms, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? That's James Harden. But this James Harden right here is actually showing that he's about the game of basketball. And this shows growth, this shows maturity, and it shows a commitment. Okay. I'm with this version of James Harden. I actually love it.
Perk, I love it. But when it's all said and done, tell me this. Are the Sixers on par with the top teams in the East right now?
They are. They are. Right now, it's the Milwaukee Bucks,
the
Boston Celtics, and the Philadelphia 76ers should be the 3 favorites of coming out of the Eastern Conference. Right now, the way that Joel Embiid played, and we know he played on a slightly torn meniscus last year, the big fella is going to come back healthier. He's going to come back even hungry. James Harden and him had an opportunity to build that chemistry in a little short stint. James Harden is actually, Molly and Keyshawn, has embraced the role of actually being the point guard. We don't see too many guys that could transition from being one of the greatest scorers or the best scorer or winning multiple scoring titles in the NBA to transition to being the PG. He averaged 10.5 assists last year.
Hold on, you said Boston, Philly, and who are the top teams in Milwaukee? Okay,
Milwaukee.
but what?
Yeah,
what
Milwaukee.
What about Miami?
What about them?
They're not in that. They're not in that conversation.
No,
I'm just asking you.
No,
I'm not challenging. I just want to know about Miami, and I want to know about Brooklyn. Obviously, I know Brooklyn's up in the air with everything going on.
Yeah, Molly, I don't mind the challenge, but here's the thing about Miami, right? When I look at them, they lost PJ Tucker, which I thought was a huge loss, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what's really going on right now. Tyler Hero, right? He didn't really show up in the postseason last year like he showed up in the regular season. Duncan Robinson over there making a lot of letters. They couldn't even play him at times in the postseason, right? And so we know what Jimmy Butler is capable of doing. We saw Bam. Like, Bam went MIA when they needed him the most. Yeah, he had a few games here and there, but he was not consistent. But when I look at the 76ers, when I look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they got better this offseason. And then, look, Malcolm Brogdon, Gallinari is what the Celtics added to what they already had and didn't have to give up none of their core. No, the Heat got to do something.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.